In this video, I'm going to break down a sales call that I closed live on Zoom for $1,200 in just 19 minutes. This is just one of the 1,000+ sales calls that I've taken over the last 12 months with a close rate of over 50%. That's directly led to $300,000 in cash collected for our online business that we started just 12 months ago. I'm going to watch along the sale with you, highlighting key moments and giving reasons for why I say what I say to ultimately lead to the sale. The goal of this video is to give you a simple framework for closing qualified leads in under 30 minutes so you can make more sales and ultimately more money with your business. All right, so I'm going to watch this along with you and break down why I say certain things. Let's get straight into it. Links. Hopefully.
This meeting is being recorded.
Yeah, hopefully are better. Sorry, I'm kind of like, my voice is kind of lost my voice a little bit. But...
You're fine. You're fine. You're all good. Yeah. Cool. So where are you calling from? Because these times are so far apart. So it's either you are going to take a call really early or you're taking one really early now. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. So I wake up at...
Right. Cool. A little bit of context here. So it's just funny. I just remembered this call. So yes. Basically, long story short, we had a call booked early in the morning and for whatever reason, we had to reschedule that and it fell through. So she rebooked on for later in the day. So the times between the calls were really big. So I was just using that little bit of context. And this is really good for like showing how I kind of build rapport. You can use anything. The environment behind their background is something that I talked about in my last video, but also just using some like context from the call booking, right? So if you ask questions before the call, and I'll get into that in a moment, but also just this one little thing. Hey, where are you calling from? Not just where are you calling from, because everyone says that, but hey, where are you calling from? I noticed you booked like two completely opposite times. So you were going to take a call pretty early, or you're taking one early right now. So tell me more. Just a great way to kind of break into the conversation, break the ice. Cool.
Like 4:00 a.m. to work out. I have 2 kids and a husband, and that's the only time I could like find to work out. So, and now I'm on my lunch break from work. I'm in Florida.
Okay, cool. So you're like midday, sort of, right now.
Yeah, midday lunch break time. So it's 1 o'clock right now.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do this, especially after this morning. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm in the UK, so it's like 6 p.m. So it's nice. It's not too bad. Awesome. I was reading through what you left, and you said you're wanting to do something to do with fitness, right? And that makes sense. Yeah. So you wanted to do something to do with fitness, and you're looking to start a YouTube channel. You have a YouTube channel, it says here.
Yeah. So I have a YouTube channel.
Cool. Again, like I said, use any pre-qualifying questions that you have, and I would recommend having this before the call, even if they're not qualifying questions, just context questions. So like, hey, what are you looking to get out of the call? What are you currently doing? What are your goals, etc. Right? And again, we're going to ask all these questions, but having that little bit of context makes it really easy to, one, seem like you've done some research or just build that initial trust, because they've told you on a form what they kind of want to get out of the call. So you can just jump in and be like, hey, I saw you do this. Tell me more. And it's a great way to get into conversation.
And all that I kind of was, while I was on maternity leave, I kind of was playing around with a little bit. So I like finance, but my heart isn't in it. And then I got back to work. I got super busy. Haven't really touched it since then. But my heart is really into fitness. It's something that I've been like very consistent with. And like postpartum, I feel like honestly, I've been in the best shape of my life, I feel like. And so I feel like I want to share that. And I think that would be something that a lot of moms can relate to. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about.
I love it. I think that's a great
my voice.
No, you're good. Like, it's fine. I understand you perfectly. But no, okay, cool. So you've got a YouTube channel and you're looking to, how did you come across us, by the way? Are you too familiar with us at all? Like, just before I get into all of it? That's good. That's a good question, by the way. Like, hey, are you too familiar with what we do? Obviously, if you're generating leads from all over the place and some traffic's cold, some of it's warm, it's good to just get a better understanding. And it also gives them an opportunity to kind of be like, hey, yeah, I've checked out your free stuff. So just asking them, hey, are you too familiar with who we are, what we do, just before I get into it? That's another great question.
I've seen the school a little bit on YouTube. My husband is actually, he's very much into the YouTube space.
Okay.
And he has a school account, kind of been looking into it. And I think we're both just kind of at the point in our life where we're comfortable, right? But we have a family and we want to be bigger and better.
Okay, so this call's really good in terms of she's giving a lot of context that you can use really early on. Not everyone's going to be like this. So, in some cases, you're going to have to drag this information out of them. Why is now the right time? Why are you looking to do this? Is it like a financial freedom thing? Is it a location freedom thing? Obviously, in this case, she's just giving us the context, which is perfect. But you want to extract this information, whether they're giving one-word answers or being quite short, or whether you're in this case like her, or they're like her, who's giving a lot of context, but you want to pay attention to this stuff because you can use it later on.
I love it.
And
Yeah.
we just want to, I don't want people to tell me the days that I can spend with my family or not.
Boom.
So I think we both are just trying to make it work. And school, I feel like, is a great opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I agree. It's blowing up right now.
Yeah.
And I think the fitness industry, like on school, is becoming quite a big one, which is a good thing, by the way. Like, I would be more concerned if it was no one was doing it rather than if everyone's doing it. A lot of people are doing it because it means there's proof of concept and people are actually interested in joining communities around fitness. And what I like about your thing is that it's kind of niched, right? So it's like, am I correct in saying it was women after they've had a child or fitness around that?
So,
Yeah.
like fitness for moms, and then I would love to do something for like postpartum too, because it's like this misconception, like, oh my gosh, you just had a baby, like you're supposed to look fat, you're supposed to like not be able to have abs, and then you get back in shape, and people are like, whoa, what happened to you?
Yeah, I love that. That's so cool. Okay, awesome. Makes a lot of sense. And you ran into us just on school or maybe YouTube or?
Yeah, on school, came across you guys, and I was like, huh.
That's just for my sake. I want to know where people are coming from. So asking where you found us, great question to ask, because then you can kind of figure out where people are finding you, right? So a lot in our case, it's a lot of YouTube, it's a lot of school itself. So that's not really sales related. It's good for the business to know where people are coming from. I'm not actually tracking that, just a mental note.
This is pretty promising stuff.
Yeah. Thanks. Awesome. All right, cool. Normally these are pretty chilled. I mean, you've seen all the pre-call stuff, right, about the program and what we do and the results and all that fun stuff we have to get out of the way. We think it's easy just to put all the results beforehand so you can check them out. But we can also.
Yeah, another cool thing, we put all of our testimonials in a video. You can check it out. I can put the link below this to go through the funnel just to see how we have like a pre-call, pre-booking, and then a post-booking, which shows you all the testimonials and everything, so people are prepared for the call. So just double checking that she's seen the video, and also just making a little comment about, hey, we put all of our testimonials before, but we can dive into them more if you do want more social proof.
Also show you them if you want to see some. So normally I'll just ask, like, to get a little bit more information about your goals, like what you want to do and when you want to do it, because I think your main concern was the time. You said, yeah, that was the thing. So if you have time to do this, as well as obviously, we're working full time on a mum as well, so we can get into that as well.
Cool. Little bit of setting the frame there. Could have done a better job personally, just watching this back. Of like, hey, I'm just going to ask some more information, then just get a better understanding of where you're at, your goals. And then I should have said, and then we can take a look at the program, see if it's a good fit, and then you can decide if it's for you. Having that question of like, hey, then you can decide, kind of puts the context that they're going to make a decision at the end of the call. Maybe context is the wrong word, but they're setting the expectation that, hey, by the end of the call you can make a decision if this is good for you, right? So that's I could have done better with that actually, but I also just setting the frame, hey, I'm going to do this, then do that, and then we can do this. Yeah, nice.
Great. Yeah, that would be my biggest.
Oh, there we go as well. I forgot to mention this. Obviously, again, we ask a lot of questions beforehand. I can put the link in the description to it so you can check it out. But highlighting the main concern, getting clear on it before we even get into this, I'm like, hey, the main concern is time, right? So we can get into time and how much time commitment. So I'm just rooting out future objections in the discovery phase so we can kind of cover them. And I'll show you how I cover that in a moment.
Concern, I don't mind spending the time, but the time varies. Like, I can't promise a time of day, but I am pretty good about getting tasks done. And then just like guidance too. So I want to get things done, but do I feel like this can be as big as it could be with me by myself? I don't. So I think guidance, like finding a team, like how you guys are a team, and you guys work together. Like, I feel like that is why you guys are so successful, because you have a team that's working together to
I agree.
common goal. So
yeah, Cool. Well, we get into all of that, so that's awesome. I can kind of pull this up in a moment. I guess just a couple of quick questions. Like, obviously, 9 to 5 or whatever, like you're working full time. What's kind of the goal? I'm assuming, right, that the goal is to move away from that.
Yes.
So you do this full time.
This stuff's pretty simple, right? It's just figuring out why they're there and what the goal is with the business, right? So we help people set up online communities and courses and businesses. So it's like, hey, what's the goal? Like, are you looking to move away from your 9 to 5 and just kind of creating that gap, right? Of like where they're at right now versus where they want to be. And then we're going to present ourselves as a solution in that gap.
What does that look like for me? Just so you break it down. Some people say like 20K, some people say like 3K. So it's just so I get a better understanding.
So I work in healthcare, and I make decent amount of money, but I also have 2 kids and a family. For me to fully walk away from my job, I feel like I would be needing to make at least like 25K a month.
Okay.
So
So
like,
a big one. Yeah.
yeah, to like
Big goal.
fully
Nice.
walk away from my job and be like, because in the healthcare world, I have like a license to upkeep. So if I don't practice, I could potentially lose that license and then have to be relicensed and
Of course.
retested for
Right.
things like that. And that is something that if I'm walking away, it's because I'm absolutely confident this
Yeah.
is
You
going
need
to
full
work.
confidence, like the proof of concept that it's working and it's sustainable. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. I love
That's just simple active listening, repeating back what they just told you to make them feel like you're listening. Cool.
that. And like 100% is possible through school. We've had like ridiculous amounts of people do it. I'm sure you've seen. I think it was like what 21 people we won the school games with last year, which is ridiculous. Like
Some social proof.
But cool. All right. And in terms of when you want to get started, that's another big one, right? So like if you could start now, like even if it's just a couple hours a day, an hour a day here or there, would you be able to start now?
It's a great question from me. But so on a serious note, I'm kind of highlighting again, trying to root out any objections, right? So if she was like, "No, I can't start right now. I don't have the time," that's a big one. So I'm just trying to root out, hey, like if possible, if presented the opportunity to start, and if you were fully confident, would you be able to? So yeah, just kind of rooting out any future objections that might come out. Hey, what are your goals? What do you want to get to? And are you able to start right now?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely.
So you got the motivation to. Yeah, you want to get straight into it. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. Awesome. Nice. All right. Well, I can show you how we help and the program if you want.
Okay.
Definitely,
Yeah,
I think it's easy.
great.
Did you watch the video before? Just so I have an understanding. I don't want to show you everything
did.
twice, but
Yeah.
yeah. Did you have any? Because obviously I read on your thing, you said like 90% certain anyway. So was there something you did want to clear up? And I can get straight into that.
Well, I feel like it's just more so, is it going to be, because I do have,
Again, just like trying to root out concerns so I can pitch. I talk about this a lot. Don't pitch everything. Just pitch what's necessary. So I'm just trying to root out concerns and main concerns, right? Main concerns with the program or main concerns with whatever you sell. Rooting them out so when you do the pitch, you're not just showing them stuff they don't care about. You're just going to be able to be like, right, your main things, like your main concern is time. Let's talk about that, and then you can clear that up and then pitch, and then you have more ammo later without just showing them everything at once.
limited time. So
Yeah.
how much guidance and how much support, like if I'm like, okay, yeah, I might need some help, like maybe finding somebody,
There we go. So she's like, I need guidance, I need support. So I can really double down on showing how we help, how we help with guidance and how we help with support.
to work on a team or somebody that can help me like do graphics or something like that, set up courses
Yeah.
for me at school. Do you guys help guide people on at least where to go or maybe templates on what you can use to find people to do those things?
Yeah, let me write this down. So you just said like team support and then templates, right?
Yeah.
Because we do actually have all of that, like every single.
Again, this is again just a little trick, but I'm just writing down things that she wants to talk about. Again, one, so I don't forget it. That's pretty good, right? But also, again, it's just more engaging. It looks like I'm serious. I'm like, right, okay, we're going to talk about team support templates. We have all of this stuff, so let me write that down. We can get into it.
So I just want to make sure I cover it. Flying through it then, I mean, like I said, you've already watched the video, so you get the point. Right? In the free group, I'm sure you're in the free group. We have 92,000 people. That's a lot of people, which
Yeah.
means that the group like quality is diluted. But that's the point, right? We have a free group so people can get a little bit of trust and they can figure out, you realize that we are the real deal and we're not just trying to sell you something without any value first. And then obviously for people who are serious, they are all in. We do have the full program now.
That's a cute little trick as well. Just associating like an identity with people who are in our paid group. So yeah, for people who are serious, for people who are all in, for people who really want to make this work, for people who are serious, right? That's the main thing I just said. Like saying, hey, for people who are, this is for people who are serious. The prospects then are like, oh, I'm serious, right? So I want to join this. I'm a serious person. I'm not one of these people who just hangs out in the free group. I want to be a serious person. I want to commit to this. So having that kind of just quick little comment like, hey, this, and obviously for people, obviously, right? Assuming it, obviously for people who are serious, we have this.
And what's awesome, what we mentioned as well, right? If I bring it back up, we have templates here.
Okay, I'm skipping around here now in the edit just to. I don't want to obviously pitch you guys, so I don't want to show you my pitch. If you do want to get pitched, book a call. Well, message me or something. But on a serious note, I'm not going to show the pitch. So the pitch is basically me highlighting. I'm probably going to show a little bit here. I forget what I edited in and out, but I'm just highlighting things that she asked about. So support, templates, and team.
We have design templates for everything, for the whole community. So this is why people are able to move so quickly with what we have here, is that if you want maybe about page graphics, and to show you what they are really quick, I just mean this stuff. So stuff that goes on your about page. We also have stuff that goes in your classroom. So you see this looks really clean. We have templates for all of this stuff as well. And they look like this. Something I really like about us is we actually teach what we do. Whereas a lot of courses, I don't know how many courses you've bought. I've bought way too many. They're teaching something they did 5 years ago that used to work. We're literally running this system live today, yesterday, tomorrow. We'll be running it the whole year, which is organic paid traffic to a free. Then we convert them to a paid. Then we have a high ticket offer on the back end.
That's a cool thing I say as well. It's like, hey, like, I don't know how many courses you've bought. I've bought way too many. It's just a little fun comment. But we're teaching something we do right now rather than just teaching something that used to work 5 years ago.
We teach what we do. We practice what we preach, right? For the cliche way of saying it. All clear. Like, is there anything there? I got at least 1, 2,
Okay, I've obviously skipped now to after the pitch.
3, 4, and then the bonuses at the end. Anything there you want me to clear up, or just a little more information?
No, I mean, I think you touched on it a little bit earlier. I think I was a little bit hesitant about the fitness niche just because I do feel like fitness is so big.
Again, just pulling concerns. Hey, is there anything there that you weren't too sure on? Hey, is there anything there you want me to go deeper on?
Yeah.
But maybe being a little bit more specific, like how I was, is a good thing.
It's 100% a good thing. We would even cover that in the worksheets early on. But the fact you already kind of know that you want to niche down, I love it. And the fact that there's already other people doing fitness, like, hang on, let me even just take a little segue here. If we go to school
I remember
games,
this.
because
This is
this
good.
isn't the same thing as you, but if we look at health, Lady Change, they're
I've
like,
seen her.
okay,
I'm looking
cool.
at her. I'm like, ooh.
She's making money.
Yeah.
So, like, again, this sort of niche, I love it. She's niche down. She's got her own little, like, sub niche where it's women over X, whatever the age is, and who want to lose 30 pounds in the 50s. Like, I see you doing the exact same thing, but for mums and whatever. Yeah. So I really like that niche. I'm not just saying.
Cool. That's a good point, right? Just finding some testimonial, or not even testimonial, but example of, like, she's got a concern around her niche. I'm just showing, hey, well, look, it's super possible. Like, here's an example of someone that's crushing it, making 50K, 60K a month in your niche, and you could do something very similar. There's no reason why not.
Saying that I do. Right, obviously the course is great, but like the concern you're going to have with that is time. Like, do I have time to watch all the course? Well, first things first is you can take it at your own pace. So getting set up and launched, I think, is very reasonable to do that in the first 30 days. It's also selfishly what we want is you to get up and running in 30 days, so you feel like you're getting results, which is obviously good for us as well. But also, in terms of help, we do daily calls. So it's not like you're on your own anymore, right? So in the free group, it's like, all right, there's nothing here.
Right.
It's like it's just a ghost town.
Good
in
luck,
the paid. Right. So it's yeah, or you just book your sales call. That's the only way to speak. But like on the paid group, right? It's like, okay, speak to Max every Monday. Speak to Patrice, our copywriter. There is normally a call here. He's just traveling to Vegas. So if we look at next month, he'll be straight back. So we have a data call on how to track your data. We have conversion call, which is me, which I should be doing in 45 minutes today. So that's literally happening in a minute. So that's a conversion call. So how to make more sales into your group. We do ads calls, we do YouTube Q&A, we do hot seat sessions, and we do retention calls. So every single day, if that's something you want, you can be like, right, I'm just stuck. I don't know what to do. I haven't got the time to figure it out. I'm going to jump on one of these calls, put it in your calendar, and then share your screen, ask questions, get help.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, again, just doubling down on highlighting the support and the guidance aspects of what we sell, because that's what her main concern was.
Is that the sort of thing you were looking for in terms of support?
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, you probably hear this a lot, but like the fear of failing. Like, I don't know about this stuff. I just joined school like a few weeks ago. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
that's a completely normal fear, that right? And I mean, like, in terms of just to make you a little bit more confident, like, and again, I don't have to show too many of these. We've had way too many, but
still a little bit of concern there, right? Obviously, she's like, I'm just joined. I don't really know if this is going to work. So just going to, before being like, instead of saying, hey, let's rock and roll, let's get started, just a little bit more social proof. And this is just showing real results from people in the community.
Like, if we just scroll down every single day, right? This guy booked 30.
No, this is super funny. So I actually forgot to share my screen. So I'm sharing, I'm sharing the wrong screen here.
3 calls and 22. Nice. I'll take a breath. I feel like
okay, I've cut that out. So, long story short, I just showed a bunch of testimonials. I ended up sharing the right screen in the end, but yeah, again, that was the reason for that was because of her concern, and she was still showing a little bit of hesitancy in not really us, but just in if this was possible anyway.
I was rambling at you for ages there. Does that clear most of it up, or was there some more questions?
Yeah, no, I feel like that clears a lot of it up. I think it's a motivation factor, trying to make sure that it's something that's realistic. Because I feel like, sometimes you can just talk yourself out of things. You're like, this is crazy. Like, this isn't going to happen, especially like being a mom with 2 kids and a family and a full-time job. Seems impossible.
Yeah. I want to tell you a story as well. So Atina, this girl called Atina, have you ever heard of her?
No.
No, she's in our mastermind, and she didn't really run a business until she had a kid. And then she had a kid, and she started a community with us, an AI community. She's still in our groups, and she went from zero, and I'm not even joking. There's like a screenshot of it, $0 to $310,000 in her first 40 days. So she won the school games in November, and won $100,000 bonus prize. And she's put a whole story out. I can send it you, but she only started that after she had children, and then managed to work out, obviously with our help, and she did it herself. Obviously not just our help, she had an amazing team as well that she managed to build, and it's just really cool. Just from what you were saying, it's really possible, even if you don't hit 300k,
right.
20, 25, to be able to leave your job in the next 3 to 6, 12 months, whatever it takes.
Right.
It is very realistic, especially as school's kind of blowing up at the moment.
Yeah.
I can even show you her. Let me find her for you real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, cool. Just telling a story there again around her concern that is it even possible to do this while having a kid. An example of someone that was in our mastermind, or is in our mastermind, is in our groups, that won the school games that we helped, who had the exact same situation, right? Only started a business after having kids, managed to crush it. Not saying that's what she's going to do, but just showing that it is possible.
She's in here.
It's the right screen, by the way.
I know, yeah, right. I've literally only got this screen 2 weeks ago. I need to get better at using 2. Here she is, yeah. She's making a lot of money, and she's crushing it. Yeah. She's hosting an event in Vegas in a few days.
Nice.
Cool. Alrighty. So what I wanted to show you, obviously we got the course, we got the calls and the support, which I think is the main thing. But what do you feel is going to be the most beneficial for you going forward? And
nice. Okay, that's something I talk about a lot in my sales training or my other videos. Like at the end of the call, instead of just being like, "Hey, you ready to go?" Just get them sold. Get them to sell themselves a little bit. So, hey, cool, John, Sarah, whatever. Out of what I just showed you, what specifically do you see yourself using the most? Is it the course? Is it the calls? Is it the support? Like, what's going to be the most beneficial aspect for you going forward? And that gives them an opportunity then to be like, it's this, it's this, it's this. And then you can be like, 100% agree. Let's crush it. Let's rock and roll.
I guess to get started, I feel like I like that everything is pretty. It seems like self-explanatory, very easy to use in there, and that's what I'm looking for. Like I've kind of started watching some videos in the free version, but I definitely don't think that it's enough to get me to the point to quit my job, and that's my goal.
Yeah.
That's my number one goal, and obviously to keep moving to get bigger than that. But I just like is this like a dream? Is this far fetched? Is it even possible?
And in terms of goal setting, the next steps, if you're ready to move forward, is we will book you on to a goal setting call with our coach Dan. And from there, we will literally come up with a plan, set some goals.
This is good. This is just, hey, so assuming the close, next steps are this, and then you will be able to set some goals and come up with a realistic timeline.
And give you a realistic timeline on how long it's going to take for you to get to that point where you can quit your job.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would be great.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be great. Boom, close.
Ready to rock and roll?
I'm ready to rock and roll.
Let's do it. Cool. Let me get you the link real quick, and I'll just set you up and then book you onto that call.
Okay, cool. Just some points there. Obviously, to be clear, this is a qualified call, right? They know who we are. They've been through our funnel, and I talk about all of this stuff in a previous video. You can check it out on my channel, right? Around just pre-qualifying, making sure people you speak to know who you are. They are half interested. And then you may be like, well, that was really easy. She wanted to buy. But there's a lot of key points in there, hopefully, that you picked up and that I mentioned in terms of like rooting out their main concerns and showing them how you can help with them before they come up at the end, right? Because it's way harder to deal with an objection at the end where it's like, this is great, but if you can get that out in the start where you're like, okay, your main concern's time, let me go into that. And does this make sense? Like, is this the type of thing you were looking for? Do you see yourself using this? What time would you jump on any of these calls? Like, assuming the close. Obviously, I cut out a bit of the pitch because I didn't want to pitch you guys, but I'm showing what's relevant, not everything that we do. Right. So yeah, it was easy because we made it easy by qualifying the lead beforehand and then rooting out their main concern, covering that in the pitch. And then when it comes to the close, just telling some stories and giving some social proof just to boost their confidence a little bit that they can do this rather than we can help them. I'm pretty sure she was confident that we had a good product and we could help her. It was more if it was possible. So I just kind of highlighted that a little bit. And then obviously, as soon as we got those yeses, like, yeah, cool. I think this is the best part. I think this is going to be useful for me. And the next steps, I said, hey, the next steps of this, does that sound good? Yes, that sounds good. It's 3 yeses. And then it's like, boom, you ready to rock and roll? Let's do this. And straight in for the close. In this case, there was no objections afterwards, but I feel like we kind of dealt with them before. If I just went straight into a pitch and kind of showed everything, they would come up, hey, yeah, but I just don't know if I have the time for this. So we covered that earlier. Hopefully that was useful. I'm going to be doing more of these, maybe even like one a week. So if it was useful, just let me know and I'll keep making them.